Hello everyone, Rowan here, and welcome to another video. Today I'm going to be going over my 16 most anticipated books of 2016. And just as a little disclaimer, these are in absolutely no particular order. It was hard enough picking, but actually ranking them would be probably impossible. Okay, so the first book is Magic Binds by Ilona Andrews. This is, like the 8th or 9th book in the Kate Daniel series, which is consistently one of my favorite series. It is an adult fantasy series, but I absolutely love it. I think it is so underrated and underhyped and such a fantastic series. And 8 or 9 books in, I am still like counting down the days until the new one is released. The next book on my list is The Raven King by Maggie Stiefvater. That really long bye was because I totally blanked on her name, but I think I managed to make it look pretty smooth. So The Raven King keeps getting pushed back and further and further and further and further, and I'm gonna freak out if I don't get this book. Like, I have been waiting such a long time and it keeps getting pushed back and it literally hurts me. It hurts. And okay, this is the 4th book in the Raven Boy, no, what is it? The Raven Quartet, I think. The Raven Boys is the first one. But this is the 4th and final book in the series, and I absolutely adore this series. Read it if you have not read it. It's super good, and the 4th book is taking a disgusting amount of time to come out. So hopefully we get it sometime in this next couple of months or whatever, but either way it should come out in 2016. Next book on my list is Heartless by Marissa Meyer. This is the first book in her new like Alice in Wonderland-y book series, which I absolutely love Alice in Wonderland. And I absolutely love Marissa Meyer. I loved the Lunar Chronicles. So the combo of the two excites me beyond words. I don't know much about it. It's about the Queen of Hearts, like before she was evil, which is exciting to me because I love like villain origin stories and I think it will be good. The next book on my list is Truth Witch by Susan Dennard. And I probably wouldn't have put this book on the list only because I didn't love Susan Dennard's other series. What was it? Something Strange and Deadly, I think was the first book or something. I didn't love it, but she's BFFs with Sarah J. Maas, which means Sarah J. Maas probably helped her with the book, and it's like more fantasy, which I think I'll like. The premise is interesting, and she worked on the Star Killers cycle or whatever with Sarah J. Maas online, and it was great. So I have a bit more faith in her, and hopefully Sarah J. Maas rubbing off on her, which is kind of like an awful thing to say, but at the same time, the fact that Sarah J. Maas probably helped her and they did it makes me have a little bit more faith in it, because I don't really have much to go off of since I didn't love her other series. But this one I'm actually really excited for. The next book on my list is A Court of Mist and Fury by Sarah J. Maas. This is the second book to A Court of Thorns and Roses. I actually don't know if the series has a name now that I think about it. That might be the series name. But I love Sarah J. Maas. I love that this is more adulty, so there's some more like adult themes. I loved the first book. Was so good. I absolutely loved it. And I'm really excited to see where the second book goes. I'm probably actually going to do like a prediction / discussion thing about it because I've been thinking about it and I have some ideas for where it might go. Next book on my list is This Savage Song by V.E. Schwab. I love her to death, and this is the first book in a new series probably, and it sounds really awesome. Apparently in this book, from what I gather, there's like this city, and like when people do evil stuff, it literally turns them into monsters. And that's about all I know about it, but I have faith in her as a writer and as an author, and I'm so excited for it. It sounds really cool and kind of dark, you know, like, I don't know, that's just such a cool concept. Like, that, I can't stop smiling because I think that's so awesome. So I'm excited for that one. I think it'll be good. The next book on my list is The Shadow Queen by C.J. Redwine. This one I kind of had to like pick out of a couple of new releases for authors that I don't really know. And I picked this one because I really like the cover. It sounds kind of Snow White-esque, like it's taken some elements from Snow White. And out of all the ones I was kind of debating between, this one does have the best reviews so far, I think. So I'm excited for all of them. Okay, the next book is Glass Sword by Victoria Aveyard. This is the sequel to Red Queen, which I read such a long time ago. I don't remember it that much, but I remember that I really liked it. I'm gonna have to reread it for sure. But I just remembered the ending, the twist at the ending. If you guys read it, you know what I'm talking about, with certain people revealing their true colors. I mean, I was not expecting that, and it was upsetting. It was really upsetting. So I'm excited to see where this all goes in the next book, because, I mean, I didn't even see that one coming. The next book on my list is The Mirror King by Jodi Meadows. This is the sequel to The Orphan Queen, and I remember I liked it. I don't remember that much about it, to be honest, but I did really like it, and I think when I did my, like, kind of around the middle of the year favorite books of the year so far, it was on the list, and the more I think about it, the more I think I liked it. Like, I think I was really surprised because I'd never read any of her stuff before, and I enjoyed it. And I think The Mirror King, like, I think it's just a duology, so I think that's the end of it. And I'm excited to see where it goes, because the first one was pretty intriguing. Next is Marked in Flesh by Anne Bishop. Oh my gosh, I love this series. It is so awesome and, like, gritty and kind of not disturbing, but weird, I guess. It kind of makes you feel kind of funny sometimes from some of the things that happen, but I love it. I love it so much, and I'm so excited for this book because a couple that I've been shipping for a really long time might potentially finally get together, and I'm like just beside myself right now with excitement because I need the smoochins and the lovin's, and I need it. So the next book on my list is probably my most anticipated of the year, and I know I said I wasn't gonna rank, but I see no point in lying about this because you guys are probably all gonna know. And it doesn't have a title yet, but it is the 5th Throne of Glass book by Sarah J. Maas, and I'm so excited. I feel like for the first time, the last book, like, well, I guess for the first time, a book in this series ended on a rather, like, hopeful note. Like, things are okay. Horrible things are looming in the distance and slowly coming closer, but as of now, things are actually kind of okay. And it's weird because I'm trying to figure out where we're gonna go from there. I'm so used to, like, the sense of dread at the end of the book, you know, like, oh my gosh, what's gonna happen next, you know, but I feel kind of nervous, I guess, like, what is going to be, like, the thing that's gonna happen next, and I'm not sure. Usually I do, like, a discussion video about, oh, what I think's gonna happen, and I'm not even sure what I would say. Like, there's so many ways that the next book could go, and that to me is so exciting because it's so unpredictable, and I cannot wait. Okay, and the next book on my list is A Gathering of Shadows by V.E. Schwab. This is the sequel to A Darker Shade of Magic, which I absolutely loved. So good. Like, so good. Amazing. I'm in love with Kel. He reminds me of, like, a Howl from Howl's Moving Castle. Like, just, I don't know, that's kind of what he reminds me of, and I'm totally in love with him. So, you know, like, he's my bae. I love him so much, and I'm so excited for this book, and oh my god, the cover is so cool. I love the covers of these books. They're so good, and I love it. Okay, and the next book is The Rose and the Dagger by Renee on... Yes, the sequel to The Wrath and the Dawn, which I really enjoyed. I got it for my birthday, I think, and I really enjoyed it. There were some things that I was a little bit disappointed about. More magic. But overall, it was really good, and I'm excited to see where the second one takes us, because the first one kind of ended on a, not a bad note, but definitely not a good one. And I don't know, I've been trying to think about, like, ooh, what's gonna happen next, but I have no idea, and I like that. And I liked the characters a lot. I really liked the main girl, whose name I can't remember, so maybe I didn't like her that much, but I remember I really liked her, and I'm excited to see, like, what sort of daring, bold move she makes in the next book, because she was that sort of girl and I liked it. The next book is A Torch Against the Night by Sabat here, and I know I butcher that every time. I don't know how you say it, but she is lovely, and her first book, An Ember in the Ashes, was also lovely. I really liked it. I put off reading it for a super, super long time. Like, a really long time. For some reason, I just never felt like reading it. And I think I got that one for my birthday too, actually. But once I did finally sit down and read it, I loved it. It wasn't like the most original book or the most amazingly well-written book, but it was doing pretty good, like, overall. I really loved the characters. I really, really loved the world. I liked the plot. I mean, everything was really good. And I felt so mad at myself that I put it off for such a long time. That's so stupid. I do it all the time. I'm ridiculous. The next book I'm super excited for is Crooked Kingdom, which is the second Six of Crows book. So here's my little admission right now. I did not really love the Grisha trilogy. I liked it, and I will probably reread it at some point, but I did not love it. I just didn't love it as much as everybody else seems to, and I think I pre-ordered Six of Crows. Yes, I pre-ordered Six of Crows because the cover was cool and it sounded awesome, but I really was not expecting much. And really, this book was one of my favorites I've read all year. Like, I'm ruining it now for my top 15 of 2015. It's gonna be on the list. It was awesome. I mean, awesome. Like, it was so good. It was so unexpectedly good, and I was so excited by that. So, Crooked Kingdom is, like, working its way up on my anticipation list. And the final book on my list, and hopefully I counted right, and this is the 16th book, is Stars Above by Marissa Meyer. And I don't think I've ever put, like, a novella or a, short story collection on my most anticipated list, but this is a collection of, different stories, short stories, whatever, from the Lunar Chronicles, which the end of that series hit me pretty hard. The Lunar Chronicles was the book series that kind of got me back into reading and young adult specifically. I kind of went through a big slump a few years ago, and I went house sitting, I think in this house in the woods that had like no internet or anything, for a few days, and I picked them up at the library, Cinder and Scarlet I think it was, and I loved them. They were so good, and it really got me back into it. So when I read Winter and the series was over, it hit me pretty hard. Like, just, it was over, So I was really excited to see that she was releasing Stars Above, which is, a collection, and you get like some before stuff, some after stuff, and I'm really excited by that, and the cover is gorgeous, and I'm really excited to get my hands on it. It was a really pleasant surprise. Okay, you guys, so there are my 16 most anticipated books of 2016, and my face hurts from smiling, and I've got like this big knot of like twisty excitement in my stomach now, which is horrible because a lot of these books won't come out for a while, but I'm excited. Feel free and let me know what books you guys are most excited to read in the upcoming year. There are so many great sounding books coming out. I can't even believe it. This next year is going to be absolutely amazing. I fully believe it. Alright everyone, and as always, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you next time.